Hey guys, welcome back to Revealing Biblical Truths. In this video, we will be going through the book of Numbers, chapters 1 through 6. Before we get started, go ahead and like, share, subscribe, and comment down below on your thoughts on this section of Scripture. The book of Numbers in Hebrew is called Bemidbar, which means in the wilderness. This is because there are stories of the journeys of the Israelites through the wilderness after they left Mount Sinai until they entered the promised land of Canaan. In chapter 1, Yah commanded Moshe to count the Israelites from the 12 tribes, aged 20 and up, to go to war. Each tribe had a leader as well. Reuben's tribe was 64,500, Simeon's tribe was 59,300, Gad 45,650, Judah 74,600, Issachar 54,400, Zebulun 57,400, Ephraim 40,500, Manasseh 32,200, Benjamin 35,400, Dan 62,700, Asher 41,500, Naphtali 53,400. And all in all, there were 603,550 men above the age 20. Each tribe, the tribe of Levi, was not numbered, as they were to be servants of the tabernacle. In chapter 2, Yah tells Moshe and Aaron to have every tribe pitch their tents around the tabernacle, and that each tribe has their own area to camp in. In addition, each tribe was to set up a banner representing them. These tribal symbols will be important when discussing how it relates to the heavenly temple and the Mashiach. On the east side was Judah. The east side was also the entrance to the tabernacle, inside which is the Holy of Holies and the Ark of the Covenant, where the presence of Yah himself would come down and dwell. It is interesting to note that the Messiah Yahusha was from the tribe of Yehudah, and he says that no man comes to the Father but through him. He is also called the door. So Yehudah being on the east side at the entrance of the tabernacle is symbolic of Yahusha being at the entrance to the Father. Yehudah is symbolized by a lion, also symbolic of Yahusha being a lion of the tribe of Judah. And it was prophesied in Genesis 49 that Yehudah would be the lawgiver and the king. This also relates to Yahusha. Next to Yehudah were the tribes of Issachar and Zebulun. According to Genesis 49, Zebulun is a haven of ships, while Issachar is a strong donkey resting between burdens. Both of these are also symbolic of Yahusha, being a haven of rest for us and riding in on a donkey. On the south side were the tabernacle were the tribes of Reuben, Simeon, and Gad. On the west side were the tribes of Ephraim, Manasseh, and Benjamin, and on the north side, Dan, Asher, and Naphtali. The Levites pitched their tents in the middle of them around the tabernacle. In chapter 3, Yah tells Aaron that the Levites were to listen to him and that his sons were to be appointed as the priests, and they were in charge of the instruments of the tabernacle. Levi had 3 sons, named Gershon, Kohath, and Merari. Each of these 3 sons and their descendants were to be in charge of specific things as related to the tabernacle. The sons of Gershon were in charge of the tabernacle, the covering of the pavilion, the veil of the door, the hanging of the court, and the veil of the door out of the court, and the cords. They camped on the west side of the tabernacle. The sons of Kohath were in charge of the Ark of the Covenant, the table of showbread, the menorah, the altars, and the instruments of the sanctuary. They were on the south side. The sons of Merari were in charge of the boards of the tabernacle, the bars, the pillars, the sockets, all the instruments inside it, the pillars of the court outside, and all their sockets, pins, and cords. They were on the north side. And finally, Moses and Aaron themselves and their sons were on the east side, near the entrance. It's also interesting that Moses was the lawgiver and ruler over the Israelites, while Aaron was the high priest, and both offices were pertaining to Yahusha that would come later. In chapter 4, the sons of Kohath, Gershon, and Merari were instructed about their duties in the tabernacle in detail, and the ones who can serve can only be between 30 and 50 years old. In chapter 5, Yah begins by commanding everyone who is unclean to be put outside the camp for quarantine. He then gives a command that whenever someone causes any damage to their neighbor or their stuff, they are supposed to restore it and also add 20%. If there is no kinsman, then the person who committed the injury must give their payment to the priest for their use. Then he gives another command. If there is a case where the wife cheats on the husband, but he is unaware, or there is no witness, but he ends up suspecting something, the husband can put the wife through what is called the trial of bitter waters. The man brings his wife to the priest along with her offering of 1/10 of an ephah of flour as a jealousy offering. Once she is before the priest, he takes some holy water and puts some of the dust from the floor of the tabernacle in it. It then becomes bitter water. He then puts the water in her hand along with the jealousy offering and charges her by an oath. If she was innocent and didn't cheat, then she would be free of the curse. But if she agreed and she was guilty, then her thigh would rot and her belly would swell. After he said the oath and she agreed, then he would write the oath in a book and blot it out with the bitter water. Then she would drink the bitter water, and the priest would take the offering from her and offer it on the altar. Then the woman would either be free, or her thigh would rot and her belly would swell. This law also applied to the man who was even suspicious or jealous of his wife. Yahusha also filled this ordeal on the stake. The Roman soldier gave him a rod with vinegar on the end of it with a sponge, signifying that he took the trial of the bitter water. While he himself did not sin, he took upon everyone else's sin on himself. In chapter 6, Yah lays out the law for the Nazirite vow. When someone wanted to take a vow to be set apart, they would have to abstain from strong drink or even eating grapes. They also had to not cut their hair or touch any dead body, and if he becomes defiled, even accidentally, by someone dying around him, then he has to shave his head, and then 7 days later, after that, bring offerings. If the person wants to willingly stop the vow, they have to bring their offerings to the priest and shave their head at the door of the tabernacle, take their hair and put it with the peace offering that they bring. Several people in Scripture took a Nazirite vow. It is hinted that Yahusha took one following the Passover meal, because he says in Matthew 26:29 that he would not drink of the fruit of the vine until he comes back and the kingdom comes. John the Baptist also drank no wine or cut his hair, and the Apostle Paul took a vow in Acts chapter 18, verse 18. The fact that he did this more than 10 years after Yahusha went back up to heaven also shows that the law was not abolished. After this, Yahuwah gave Aaron a blessing to recite to the children of Yasharel, which is called the Aaronic blessing. In English, it goes like this: Yah bless thee and keep thee. Yah make his face to shine upon thee and be merciful to thee. Yah lift up his countenance upon thee and give thee peace. In Hebrew, it said, Yevarechecha Yahuwah ve'yishmerecha, Yair Yahuwah panav elecha v'yikunecha, Yisa Yahuwah panav elecha ve'yasem lecha shalom. And that ends chapter 6. Thanks for watching, and until next time, shalom.